Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Someone asked me a really good question. They said, should black women be responsible or held accountable for dating really bad dudes? Let's talk about it. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. We appreciate you. So, should black women be held accountable or responsible for the type of dudes that they're dating in this lifetime? And so I had to go to my notes and really kind of get deep with this. First of all, I've got to break down responsibility versus accountability so you understand these words and not just throw them about, okay? Number one, responsibility is a state or fact of having a duty to deal with something or having control over someone in that regard. Accountability is a situation in which someone is responsible for things that happen and can give satisfactory reason for them. For instance, obligation to explain, justify, and take responsibility. Let me be very, very clear with you. The only accountability a black woman has, okay, is to herself. Now, if she's messing up, if she's not able to get the right kind of guys, the only accountability is to herself. Do you understand? Because it is her life. No one holds her life in their hands, except my big man upstairs. So she's accountable for her life and the decision she makes. Now, when it comes to dating, is she responsible? She is responsible in the sense of the fact that, listen, what choices she makes, she has a duty to deal with what's in front of her. Okay? So every black woman has a responsibility, okay, to make wise choices when it comes to a partner. But here's my caveat. Since relationships are free will and they require both parties to be involved, there is another aspect of accountability and responsibility that is required. That is the male. So if we're going to impose that black women should be responsible and they're the problem as to the reason why they date these bad guys, etc., etc., I want to put this forth to anybody saying that. Number one, let's define what a bad guy is. You understand? Because that will make a starting point really easy. A bad guy, for instance, maybe was somebody who decides, I'm going to put this as bad guy. Toxic, abusive, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever you want to call it. An abuser, basically, yeah? As a bad guy, yeah? Thug, cheater, thief, them kind of things there, yeah? Okay, cool. Now, I want to just say this, just from my own observation. I've been, we grew up in the hood, right? For you guys, the hood, we call it the ends. Grew up in the ends before, yeah? And certain man them get certain gal young. You understand? Certain bad man, yeah, okay, collect certain gal young. And a lot of women are in bad positions, okay, because physically they're intimidated by the partner that they're dealing with. That's one aspect of it, first of all, okay? There are black women out there that are in relationships, or even I'll call it situationships, where they are fearing for their life. They can't get out of the situation because that bad man is really a bad man. And they don't know what could happen next to them. That's number one. Number two, there's another category of bad man. I call it the cheaters, yeah? The cheaters, those who are not serious, time wasters, a bit thuggish, but not necessarily your hardened criminal and intimidating kind of guy, right? And there are black women that will date them kind of people, right? And I want to say this as well. I want to give a little background thing. When we were younger, okay, I always looked at the bad boys like, how come they always get the girls? Da 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 da. And here's the thing: there are qualities of a bad man, yeah, that is attractive. No. Let's be honest. That's why you nice guys wanted to be the bad guys. Don't get it twisted. There's some qualities of the bad boy that is attractive and that should be kept. And that should be, I should say, copied by every man. Confidence. Not caring about what the world says. Spontaneity. Okay? Keeping it fresh. You understand? A leader. Yeah? Takes no crap from nobody. You know what I'm saying? Headstrong, you feel me? Protective, you feel me? Right? A lot of these bad guys exhibit those qualities, and that at a young age, women are attracted to. Now, is it right that they're attracted to bad boys and not the good guy? No, but the problem is, you good guys are not approaching. Yeah, you're not approaching with that confidence. You're not approaching with that suave. You're not approaching with that energy. You're out here sitting on a bench, letting other bad men go and approach these girls and then complain about them. Another thing is this. If we are saying that black women are solely to blame for the men that they choose, I always say this. What men are approaching them? Because second of all, we have to remember this as well. A lot of you guys don't even like women approaching you. So if you don't like the woman approaching you, she's stuck. She has to deal with the consensus and the pool that approaches her. That's why I said to you, sometimes it's a grace of God that people end up dating really nice people. You understand? So, what kind of guys are approaching this black woman? You know what I mean? Like a fine-ass babe, a fine-ass black woman is going to have an array of men. And if she doesn't have the necessary knowledge and tools, okay, to decipher what is false and what is real, it's going to be very, very hard to decipher when a guy is being truly attentive and wants her for her, and a guy who just wants her for what she can do. Do you see? So this is important to be able to educate some of our black women in our community when they're young, because some of them grow up with a certain mindset that they don't realize, how do I spot the real from the fake? It requires knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So I agree there is a responsibility on black women to choose correctly, but I also agree that there's a responsibility on those who are approaching. Because there's a lot of guys who are approaching with, I'm a good guy, yeah, I'm about you, that will spiel it, okay, and show interest and show loving tendencies and likability like that. And after 30, 40 days, after 2-3 months, now the real you, the vampire you is coming out. The one that sucks all the energy out of this woman. The one that sucks all the zeal out of this woman. The one that sucks all the life out of this woman. Right? So a lot of you guys are coming on I'm a humble guy, I want you, And a lot of women can testify to this. A lot of guys will come on a real flex, yeah? And then move mad. So there's a whole spectrum of things here. If we're going to put a blame on black women, y'all black men got to make sure you are looking at yourselves. If you're not here looking at yourself and being introspective, I would consider you be very careful when you start saying, and especially this, I hear this comment all the time, black women date thugs when they're young and they look for good guys when they grow up. Yeah, every race does that. Black women are not the only one. They are not the exception. Every race does that. You understand? Every race does that. Okay? Yeah? That you have to get over that. Because that rhetoric sounds like you're still sour and hurt from when you were. I was young. I was a fat kid. I was not the guy the girls that wasn't the guy the girls wanted. Do you understand? I never held it against these girls that didn't want me. Do you know why? Because I was also understanding that, listen, if I'm not in the most physical shape, I'm not my best self, and I'm looking at these girls expecting it, and yet I cancel other girls because I don't think they're attractive to me. Why would I get vexed about another person not attracted to me if I cancel other people if they're not attracted to me? No. Instead, what's happening here is that we're putting this very high standard on black women to choose correct men, but don't put that same level on white women, Puerto Rican women, Spanish women, Latina women, you know what I'm saying, like Asian women. You don't put that same level of responsibility and standardized testing. We don't put that on other races. We put it on our black women. So then you double hit these black women again. You know what I mean? I get tired of these rhetorics of hearing about black women only choose bad guys when they're young, and when they get older they want a good guy. Listen, that is not the case. And listen, I say it again. You're part of the problem. Why didn't you check that guy who was being a bad guy? You didn't. You're actually meant to. You've got to hold yourself accountable here. What did you do to dissuade the bad guy from choosing these, from moving mad with these girls? Did you speak to him? Did you whistle blow? Did you educate him? You didn't. You stood by and expected a woman to defend herself, choose correctly when she has the same information you have at that same age. Come on, guys, man. Come on. You know, for me, I want to say this. Listen, black women, look, there are some of you who choose wrong guys. And if you keep choosing the wrong guy, it's time to start studying. What does that mean? It means gain information into how to spot the wrong guy. I will tell you guys, PEW, pew, position expectation 1. What does that mean? It means state your position. I like you. You understand? And with that position, what's the expectation? I want a relationship, yeah? And I'm a person that likes monogamous relationships. I like it to be this way, blah, blah, blah. Right? You state your expectation. Now, he's got to state what he wants. That is one thing I would say about men. Men are pretty much straightforward. If you ask them the right question, they're going to answer it. If you say, do you want a relationship, it's going to be like, do you know what? Right now, man's still kind of thinking and flowing. Then you already know you're not meant to be there. But there will be some guys who will lie. And that's the hill they'll die on. So it is partly black women are responsible for choosing who they choose. They are not accountable to us though. They don't have to justify themselves to us. The word accountable, they do not have to justify themselves to us or explain their decisions. You understand? So, you know what I mean? Anyway, guys, I don't know what your thoughts are. Let us know down below. And we'll talk some more. Appreciate you guys a lot to see.
Yeah, man. But the conversations need to happen. Like, you have to tell your wife or your husband what it is you like. Alright, let's say you're a virgin, you might not know what you like, but from the beginning you start, once you're involved in contest, you should have an idea, do you know what I mean, of what you like, and you have to communicate that to your husband, to your wife, try new things, experiment, all that sort of stuff.
You know what I've even found though, yeah? Or I've heard, yeah? Like,
he's experienced.
No, it's not experience. This is because what
trust me, these times.
You know what I heard? No. This is real life stories.